Yo, 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 in my Martin Payne voice. What's up? What's up? What's up? Episode 20, fourth in the game. I got the fellas with me. Roscoe, say what's up to the people.
What's going on, people? I'm in the building, man. Episode 20, Vente, we in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Pena, holla at the folks.
Hey, I can't believe we're at episode 20. It's going by fast and it's been amazing. I'm excited. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We in here, baby.
2020. I believe in the streets they call the number 20 the dub. So this is episode dub. Number 20.
Shout out to Dub.
Yes, sir. One time for Dub.
One time for Dub.
Yes, sir, fellas, man. We got a lot to talk about today, man. One time, I know if you're a normal viewer of the show, you see somebody's missing. Our partner Fred, he's doing his thing right now. So shout out to Fred. We're gonna do our best to represent. Fred, I got the Dolphin hat on for you, so I'm representing.
Boo.
So wherever you at, hopefully you got the Dolphin gear on, but if not, I got mine on for you. So let me pop and get it straight. Fellas, let's get straight into it, man. The NBA playoffs, man. That's what, it's like a dull period in sports. If it's not baseball, hockey playoffs are going on. But Roscoe, condolences to you, bro. I know the last couple of days ain't been going so good for you, man. So kick us off on the NBA playoffs, man. Let me play the violin music for you, man.
Look, man. All I can say is that, man, I'm proud of these boys. They came from the basement. They went to the penthouse, had a couple of drinks.
Nah.
They hung around.
Hey, man, you want some cheese with that wine, man?
Look, no. But real talk, man. It's Denver was the better team. The boys ran out of gas.
Okay.
And I'm just glad they made it this far because everybody was doubting them. Even on this show, they would you, Mr. Payne, told them, oh man, they ain't going to the playoffs. They won't even sniff the playoffs. And they made it all the way there, even when they played them thugs down there in Memphis, even when they played all the light skins in Golden State. They did their thing. They just ran out of gas.
Draymond Green is far from light skins.
Look, the ratio of light skins to medium skins.
A couple light skins.
What in the world are we talking about? Can we listen, man? This is when you know your team got their butt whooped and got swept out the playoffs. Come on, man.
I give Joe his props. Go ahead, Mr.
I was just going to say, I'm glad you said that. I personally want to apologize to Jockey Itch. You know what I mean? Right. I will call him the Joker. Mm-hmm. He's officially the man.
Mm-hmm.
He crossed me over. There's one thing I always talked about, showing up big in those big moments, right? And he was able to do so, especially with that fadeaway off one foot. Toss it up. It went in, right? And that's exactly what LeBron wasn't able to do. And that's why I give him props for doing what he needed to do. So I just want to apologize. I don't even want to apologize. You sucked until you didn't. Now you don't. So let's rock.
Hey, man, listen. Roscoe, I ain't going to let you off the hook that easy, bro. You giving these cats props and bigging up in them and shouting out to them. Man, this is professional as basketball. Mm-hmm. Ain't no participation trophies. Ain't none of that.
Excuse me. Giannis would disagree with you, Maul.
Well, that's cool. But right now, today, the Lakers don't get no pass. LeBron don't get a pass because he's the quote-unquote GOAT. AD don't get a pass. Bro, y'all got swept in the conference semifinals or the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got swept, bro. I mean, that is what it is. Ain't no other way around it. Yeah, they made the playoffs.
Convincingly. It wasn't even close.
Look. Even the sun shines on the dog's ass, man. Come on now.
But the sun shone on Denver 4 times.
Oh, look at that. I see what you did there.
On the 5th floor. And at the end of the day, man, the Lakers were who we thought they were at the beginning of the season. They were a good team. Yeah, it was a good team.
Decent. I wouldn't say good. Good is too far. Decent.
But bro, listen, in the conference finals, y'all didn't even win a game. Not on your home court, not on their court. Like, y'all literally came back to L.A. in front of Jack Nicholson and Denzel and Quavo and all of the superstars that was in the arena, y'all laid 2 eggs, bro.
Look, what we're not gonna do here is beat up on my Lakers. They already got beat up on enough.
I was gonna say.
They took a 12-piece nugget to the face, and it happens. You know what I'm saying? It's basketball.
But it does. But it's not even the point that it happens. I mean, sure, they suck, but it don't happen to good teams in this way. You know what I mean? It really speaks on were they ever truly contenders. You know what I mean? Like you were saying they were. You kept saying they were.
No. I just believed in the team. I know they were overachievers.
Well, then when you didn't say that.
I did. Y'all will listen because y'all are haters. That's what happens. When you got all that hate in your heart.
Making the playoffs. Thank you. Just making the playoffs. Man, get out of here with that foolishness.
Anyway, we skipped over the fact that the Heat right now is on fire and they're doing their thing with the Celtics. We can't let Jimmy Buckets go by saying
that's where I was going next.
Praise.
That's exactly where we were going next, man. Well, talking about the playoffs, the Lakers, technically they out of the playoffs, man. So let's kill the Laker talk. They're gone. Mr. Pena, man.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
I remember you and Fred on the last episode, man, giving Jimmy Buckets all the props after they knocked the Knicks off. Everybody was feeling good about it. Jimmy Butler, man, he's a dog. He's that guy. But Mr. Pena, man, give us your opinion about Jimmy Buckets and the Heat, man, and what they're doing right now.
Man, I'm glad you came to me with this because, if you want real analysis instead of Homer talk, you come this way, right? One of the things about Jimmy Butler is his will to win and to do whatever it takes to win. But I don't think his supporting cast is getting enough credit for the way in which they're playing, and also Spoelstra. And I always forget, Pat Riley created this team. And we talk about a true legend of someone who has transitioned from a coach to a general manager who can really put together pieces that work well together. I think it really speaks a lot. We oftentimes forget just a couple of years ago, the Heat were in the playoffs and made it to the final, right? Supporting cast, those boys are playing out of control and they play well together. And most importantly, they play defense really, really well together. And that will to win is just indomitable. So shout out to Jimmy Buckets. I did a video on the reaction channel, and what I liked about it is Jimmy Butler got it organically, right? He wasn't All-American. He wasn't the highly praised, but he got it out the mud, and he was able to transition to what he is today. So shout out to him. Shout out to the Heat. But is it over yet? Yeah. But will it go 6 or will it go 7? I'm not really sure just yet.
Cool. And Roscoe, I'm gonna let you jump in real quick. But Mr. Opinion, yes or no, real quick. Will Jimmy Buckets run out of gas provided that they make it to the finals? Will he be able to keep the same pressure throughout another series?
I think I'm a little biased right now. I need a little bit more time to think on this because the Denver didn't play anybody. They played a scrub number 18. And so they dominated him like this. So I'm skewed that way because how dominant they were against those scrubs in LA. So give me a little bit more time to think about it.
No doubt. And Roscoe, before you give your spiel about Jimmy Buckets and the Heat, do you think he can maintain this pace through another series?
I really do, because that's just who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's been that player wherever he's been. Chicago, Minneapolis, now in Miami. He's always been that guy, that high energy guy, and he doesn't take crap from his supporting cast. Like I watched the interview with him that he was talking about how they groomed him in Chicago and how he was just, like everybody got questioned from the superstar to the scrub. And if you didn't do your job, they was going to get on your case and they was going to get in your face, and either you accepted it or you just get the hell out of there. And that's been Miami's Heat mentality since forever. And the one person that I know that still does that still has that sort of authoritative, approach to it is Udonis Haslem on the Heat team.
OG,
you know what I'm saying?
OG.
He's the OG. He sits on the end of the bench. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's questioning, like, why is he still there? He's there to keep the supporting cast because he's been that guy. He's been Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying? UD is the only one that can probably go to Jimmy and be like, look, shut the, play ball, do this, this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? He's like that extra coach in the locker room where Spo don't have to go in there and be that guy. He can worry about X and O's and putting people together. So that's my opinion on that. And also, the Celtics is laid down, man. They don't have what it takes to be those people who they thought they was last year. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors took that up out of them. So that's just my opinion on them too, man.
Mar, where you stand on this?
And Roscoe, man, I'm glad you brought up the OG Udonis Haslam, right? And I'm gonna start my take off with a little joke. When they were up by 30 the last game, and the crowd was chanting for him to come in, man. Everybody was hyped. And I remember I was on Twitter and I seen somebody tweeted, "Man, that dude probably don't even have a uniform up on his sweat."
Straight up.
And it was funny, but it made sense. And it's back to your point when you talk about the team taking on the mentality of a coach, right? But in this case, kind of holistically, the Heat have taken Pat Riley's mentality. It's that old school Lakers toughness, grit, get it out the mud, bunch of cats that maybe nobody really wants, dudes who are overachievers. A guy like Jimmy Buckets wasn't heavily recruited in high school, went to Marquette, got it out the mud, and played with 3 or 4 organizations so far. And look at him now, man. Dude is on the cusp of leading the team to the finals. So when you talk about twice, and you talk about, man, just the mentality of that team. Like I wasn't a real big Heat believer, but man, I think that the way that they're playing, Boston's got all the young ballers supposed to be the team, make the next step. I mean, Boston was in the finals last year, and now look, they're on the verge of getting a gentleman's sweep at the hands of the Heat. So man, I can't say Jimmy Buckets is doing his thing. He's definitely a dog. Do I believe he can do this for another series? I'm kind of leaning towards yes, man, because the dude is balling. I think it would have been better if they would have, maybe swept the Celtics. He could have got a little bit of rest because, going back and forth, West Coast, East Coast, that whole series is going to be taxing on the body. But shout out to the Heat, man. Obviously, I'm a Miami fan, not necessarily a Heat fan, but I see the Heat doing their thing, man. So,
man, this bandwagon talk, man.
I ain't bandwagon, man.
He ain't bandwagon.
Man, hey, listen, they're up 3-1. Well, now they're up 3-1 on Boston, man, who was the favorite to represent the East in the finals.
Man. They probably still the favorite, to be honest with you.
That definitely means something. And not to mention, when this series started, the Heat had like a 3% chance to win the series. Like ESPN, all of the casinos, everybody had them at a 3% chance to win the series, man. So either nobody knew what they were talking about, or we all just got it wrong, man, because they definitely are doing it.
Well, I think also another, not the belabor this point, even after they started winning, they were still not favored. Up when it was up 2-0, they still weren't favored. It wasn't really any point. That's why I say I don't even know if they're favored. But you maybe brought up a point. Remember last time in the bubble, he did run out of steam, right? He ran out of gas, and they're going to play in Denver, the Mile High City. Florida is like at below water level, you know what I mean? So will that have an impact? So if they make it that far, so it's just a statement. Go ahead,
Roscoe.
I would say that the way he plays, it probably would slow him down a little bit. But we've seen that when Denver gets a player that's like, headstrong, going to the basket, they can't do nothing about it. They're a more finesse type team. You know what I'm saying? Like when LeBron got 31 points in the first half last game, you know what I'm saying? He was unstoppable. And he wasn't doing nothing big. It was just like, oh, damn, LeBron is just really being LeBron right now.
I was just going to say that was perfect segue, man. Everybody's been talking about it all over Twitter. Everybody's talking about who the man who's a lot of people consider the GOAT, and that's LeBron. He gave his game, made his post-game press conference. He talked about having to reconsider his basketball future. He talked about maybe playing with my son isn't what he really wants to do. We kind of hinted at maybe retirement. So, Roscoe, I'll start with you, man. You're the Laker fan. You're the LeBron guy. What do you take? Your take on LeBron, his performance this playoffs. Is this the last time we see the chosen one in the NBA?
I would say that I don't think this is the last time. but his role is going to significantly change as far as like who he is and how he approaches the game and how he becomes much because he's basically been a role player. He hasn't been that dominant, like real dominant figure on any aspect of the game right now. I've only cheered for LeBron because he played for the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But every you know what I'm saying, you still got to respect LeBron for who he is and what he's done. And
dude dropped the 40. He dropped the 40 last night, man.
So,
at the age of 38, he dropped the 40 piece in the playoffs, man. That's hard to do.
That's why I say, like, you can't, like, every time somebody says, oh, man, he did this in the playoffs. Oh, he got swept. And then you bring up, oh, Michael Jordan got swept. Well, Michael Jordan didn't really win until after, all the old heads
Hey,
got
man.
hurt.
This take ain't about Michael Jordan, bro.
No. But I'm just giving the example because everybody knows that that's who they compare him to. We know that.
Okay.
Everybody knows that. So
that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So like, Magic got the whatever he got because he's still, striving and looking strong as me. But
he got money. That's what he got.
Yeah, he got money. And
money.
Isaiah, like all the 80s cats got old. Michael took over. You know what I'm saying? Like every decade has their guy. So LeBron has been that guy, and now he's almost like a mythical figure that everybody loves to hate until after he leaves, like how Kobe was. Because people didn't like Kobe. Everybody was like, oh, Kobe's just this and that. Until Kobe left, now he's the most beloved basketball player ever. And then he dies, now everybody's crying. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you weren't saying that when the dude was alive, he was on that court. So that's how I see LeBron. Like, LeBron to me is one of the best. I can't deny that. So, Mr. P, what do you think about LeBron and his legacy and all that good stuff?
And and leave Mike out of your opinion, bro. This ain't about Mike because I know where you get ready to go. Let Mike kill right now, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I would say I do not run short of anti-Michael Jordan takes, but I will focus on LeBron. Is he finished? He doesn't have to be if he doesn't want to be. I think it really is his decision right now. That's kind of my feeling on it. What he was able to do to push this Laker team, this subpar, below average, mediocre Laker team, because we saw what they were when he wasn't on the court, and he allowed his ability for those guys to overachieve. Is he still in a position to make those Jokic plays? I don't think so, and I think that was kind of proven out because he did run out of gas. He did run out of energy because that 31, he needed 60, and he only got 40, right? I think LeBron a few years ago he could have got that 50 points, you know what I mean? But he did fall short in terms of that. So if you ask that's just kind of my take. I think the disparaging remarks toward him, considering what he did with this talentless Laker team, I think is a little bit much. I think it just exacerbated.
Look, that's you know why you messing up on the big words, because you spewing all that hate towards my Laker boys, man.
Well, they sucked.
Now. If you
they were not a talented team.
Words can come out your mouth now.
Yeah, but the main thing is the sweep really put it into perspective of actually what a lot of people thought was going to happen a long time ago. So go ahead, Mo.
When we talk about LeBron, man, you talk about at the age of 38, man, him still being able to perform at this high level. He's still, whether we want to admit it or not, the dude is still dominant, man. He dropped a 40 piece last night, even though it took him a lot of shots to get there. He still is relevant, man, in the NBA. Like you said, Mr. Opinion, we don't always agree on opinions, but he did take a decent team to the conference finals, man. That means something still, man. So at the age of 38, I not being a LeBron fan, but I think it would be dope to see him play another 2 years, a year or two, get a chance to play. Maybe not on the same team as the son, but be in the league with his son. I mean, how many times have we seen that? We've seen it with the Griffeys in baseball. We've seen it in baseball a couple of times because the longevity in that sport is ridiculous. You can play baseball for 30 years. Yeah. But to see somebody in the NBA playing with their son and being able to do that, man, that I think that would be dope to see, man. So I hope he sticks around, man. Take a little time, 1, 2, 3 Cancun, go relax a little bit, and then come back, recharge, figure out what he's going to do, man, and get a chance to play with his son. So Shout out to LeBron, man, for representing for all the old heads. LeBron is technically in our age demographic, man. So it's a cat in our age demographic out there playing the ball in the league. So definitely shout out to LeBron, man.
All day.
All day. Shout out to LeBron. And let's jump into the news topics. Ron DeSantis is dominating the news topics. He's been sued by a drag show company, Hamburger Mary, which is throughout Florida. They're saying it's not family friendly. You're not allowed to bringing your kids in. And other DeSantis news, which is unbelievable, he's going to announce on Twitter. By the time you listen to this, it probably already happened. What's really interesting is Trump is already coming out, kind of attacking him, kind of going at him. And, that's what Trump does best, right? He really, he got jokes all day. He got jokes for you.
The king of sound bites, man.
The king.
One-liners. Sound bites and one-liners, man. I'm here for them all right now, too.
Yep. And a couple more news topics that I really want to get your opinions after this. TikTok has been banned in Montana, and the state of Montana, and their company is talking about suing because they feel like this is an infringement on their company and what they do for no good reason from their perspective. And last but not least, which is all kind of tied in together, Brazil is really mulling over the question of how to regulate misinformation on social media. So there it is. Those are the hot spots in the news. Fellas, let's go with you, Roscoe. You warming up. What you got?
Look, here's my thing. It seemed like all of this has to do with the freedom of speech and the freedom to do what you want to do, and people trying to regulate and control what you do. No matter how you agree or disagree with the lifestyle or, where you want to eat your burgers at, all that good stuff. I say, me personally, you do what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? And let the chips fall where they may. Don't let nobody tell you to not do something or go do something or this and that. Also, Trump is the best comedian I've ever seen in my life.
He really is, man.
And he's already started, and we already know he's, like Maul said, he's the king of one-liners, and that's what makes him, like, appealing to certain people. You know what I'm saying? You just got to sit back and be like, that was a good one. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though
man.
Yeah, like you don't have to agree with what he's saying, but them jokes are ridiculous. And like like you say, like Montana banning TikTok, like I didn't even know people TikToked in Montana. The only thing I knew about that was Yellowstone, the TV show. I didn't know people were there. Like all the cows TikToking, like what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff there. Also, my thing
That's
about
a lot
Trump
of
also my thing about Trump and DeSantis, right? Let me put this on.
The tinfoil coupe is back.
The tinfoil coupe is back. Look, we all know and we all watched WWF back in the day, right?
WWE now.
Oh, okay. I'm not
for
trying
the kids.
To be politically correct, but we all know that. So now, that when we was just, we didn't know that. Oh man, they really, hung out with each other. This was all a scheme. But on TV, we thought the Macho Man really hated Hulk Hogan. We really thought that Dusty Rhodes really hated Ric Flair, and they were homeboys. It's the same thing with DeSantis and Trump, aka Serpento and Cobra Commander. I really think that in the news they just, they causing the ruckus. They trying to get it up, and then that they high fiving. You know what I'm saying? Grabbing whatevers and drinking beers, man. So that's my tinfoil coupe.
That don't really sound so tinfoily to me.
It does sound tinfoily to me, man. And I'm gonna start off with that one. I know we got a lot of stuff that's trending, that's hot right now, but I'm gonna pick up where Roscoe left off. The only reason why I disagree with it being scripted in WWE style is because at the end of the day, these two dudes know a lot about each other. They know they know where a lot of the bodies are buried, a lot of the skeletons are hidden, right? Mm-hmm. And they're both vying for the nomination from their particular party for the top seat in the world, right? So it's going to get so personal. It's going to get so smear campaignish that it's going to be almost pure comedy.
Yeah.
For Trump to shoot his one-liners at DeSantis, and DeSantis to shoot his one or two liners at Trump. A lot of it personal information that we've never heard before. Mm-hmm. Stuff that since they have been friends, stuff that they talked about, at the country club, in the steam room that nobody was ever supposed to hear to come out, stories that's going to come out. the personal attacks that's going to be made. Man, I'm here for it all. I'm here for it all strictly in the comedic sense, because you got to think, if you got two dudes who tight with each other, who know each other's secrets, who are going to publicly fight in front of the whole world, the stuff that's going to be said and that's going to come out, man, is going to be, in some sense, hilarious, man, because it's about it. We thought that the Obama and Biden candidacy nominations were ugly. Man, this one is going to be ugly because there's two cats that know a lot about each other, man. They're getting ready to let some stuff fly, man. So I'm here for it. As far as TikTok and Montana, man, unless we talking Joe Montana, French Montana, man, who cares what's coming out of Montana anyway, man? Montana can ban everything in the whole state, and nobody outside of the state will really care, man. So the state of Montana, if I can give you a little bit of advice, man, don't ban TikTok, because that's probably the only way we finding out what's going on in Montana anyway. Social media, man, TikTok. So a little word of advice from all. Don't do it. What you should do is call Joe Montana and French Montana and figure out how they can boost your state, man, because y'all might need it as far as TikTok, man. There's a lot of people on TikTok. So Montana, don't do that to yourself, man. That might be a bad look. And lastly, when we talk about Brazil and banning and miscommunication, again, Brazil, you really might want to reconsider that, because you're a tourist country, right? Yeah. So if you start trying to regulate what's on IG, what's on Snap, what's on Twitter, what's on TikTok, I mean, outside of people who are really, really interested, how else would we know what's going on in Brazil, right? We know they say the women are beautiful and everything else, but if they ain't on social media, we're going to go with what we think we know. So Brazil, I'm giving you the same advice I gave Montana. What you should do is try to combat a lot of that misinformation with the real information via those same sites. If you ban it all together or try to regulate it all together, man, social media is too big, man. Like it's bigger than black and white. It's bigger than rap, man. Don't do it to yourself. Leave the social media sites alone, man, because that's what we're doing right now in the world, man. Social media is moving numbers, it's moving people. Don't cut yourself off from the rest of the world like that.
No, I think you guys bring up some very powerful points. I just want to touch on the Trump fight that's ruined up. So you'll probably hear a lot more of these jokes and these serious. It's serious, right? It is. This is, like Jamal said, the number one position in the world, which is the presidency of the U.S. And so how it shakes out and how it comes out is important. It makes me think about the seriousness in which a lot of people don't take these actions, and like how the debates of political debates has degenerated into social media sound bites in which you don't really go deep into the topic. So I think that's a big commentary on us, and I think it's kind of important for us to kind of push that topic and narrative. But I don't want to go too deep into it.
Trump v. DeSantis is going to be a lot of bloodshed.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's how Trump won last time. Remember when the Bush, who was Jeb Bush? Yeah, Jeb Bush wasn't ready. He was trying to have some political discussions and conversations.
Trump was cut all the jokes.
Trump just came with fire, bang, bang, bang.
Nickname. Oh, what's up?
It's almost like, and not to cut you off, Mr. Payne, I'll let you get back to it, but it's almost like trying to sit down at a table and have a real live, serious conversation with Dave Chappelle. Or Red Fox or Eddie Murphy or with the cats that's on his podcast right now, because you just never can get anything serious, right? Trump ain't gonna give you no real policies, no real legislation, man. He just want to make you look stupid with a one-liner and keep going and keep the microphone popping, man. So. That's what it's going to be with those guys. I'm here for
Well, that's why it's interesting, because DeSantis has about the same level of acuteness. Neither one of them are actually going to talk any kind of real policy. And if they do, it's a wrap for them. It's going to be a wrap if they try to talk policy. So, and obviously, I think it's definitely a real issue when we deal with or talk about misinformation and what is and who defines what is misinformation versus what is just information, right? Because I think one of the things that always stands out to me is how science is. Science is science, and it's true until it's not true, right? Science is always up for debate, is always up for disapproval. So that's kind of like my last take on the news of the day. So that's it. News of the week. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's go together.
All day. Well, look, as
buttons,
as y'all always know,
not Joe.
as y'all always know, I always have a question for y'all boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Just something to, you know what I'm saying, rock your memory, bring you back to reality, you know, whatever question I have, right? So I was on social media, speaking of social media, and I saw a trailer for the new Color Purple movie. And, you know, I'm watching and I'm like, okay, you know, I remember Color Purple. I'm like, why nobody can't be original? Why, you know? So I'm watching. I'm like, all right, you know, it seemed a little different, and, you know, different actors. I mean, they thought they about to do their thing. And then I thought about it. I said, I remember the old movie. And then I was like, as a jit watching the old movie, you know, I was into it because everybody else was into it. We used to quote it all the time and thought it was funny. Thought, you know what I'm saying, the stuff that happened, we was like, oh, Mr.'s a jerk, you know, all that good stuff. And then as I watch it as an adult, I'm like, I can't really get into this movie. I can't really watch it no more with the same thing I used to watch with as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So it's sort of like just like it sort of spoiled itself for me. So the question is, what movie you watched as a kid or as a teen that you watch now as an adult that you be like, I can't really get into this anymore? I will start with you, Mr. Opinion.
One thing that I probably don't watch anymore is a lot of Jim Carrey movies. Just in general, like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Cable Guy. You know, the jokes are kind of dated, a little corny. And yeah, I just not laughing the same way I do. Seeing Jim Carrey comes out of a hippopotamus butt, something like that. I'm like, come on, man. I don't know.
That's high comedy, dude. You can't write.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Am I really laughing the same way? Not really. So that's my thought. Y'all asked my opinion, I gave my opinion. Y'all can't. You can't come with my opinion because it's kind of the show.
All right, Mo, go ahead. Tell me a movie that right now that just don't sit well with you like it used to.
Man, I don't even know how I'm gonna follow up what he just said. How do you follow that up, man? Like with Ace Ventura? Like you can't watch that.
Well, all the Jim Carrey movies, Me, Myself, Irene. I mean, just all of them are kind of outdated.
Well, I mean, that's your opinion, bro. You are Mr. Opinion, so knock yourself out, man. I know whenever Ace Ventura comes on, I'm watching it, man.
That's just because the dolphins are on there. Nobody care about the fish.
Man, listen, you still see people wearing Ray Finkel jerseys today. If you go to a Dolphin game at Hard Rock Stadium, you'll see the number 5 Ray Finkel jersey, man, because that's how relevant that movie still is, and it's hilarious. But to your question, Roscoe, man, when I look back on as we were Jets, and for those of you all who are not from Florida, Jet means when you were little or when you were shorty. So when we were Jets, man, I remember watching Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and the Scream movies, and they were kind of like, oh man, this is like a little bit scary, and it was kind of funny, and I can't sleep with the light on that night. Man, when I see some of that stuff on TV, it's like, bro, did we really scared? Did we really think like Freddy and Jason? Like, look, come on, this dude, he's walking people down and killing them at the same time.
Man, think about that Hellraiser. All that stuff was scary for real. I used to couldn't watch it. Go ahead.
The graphics on there was horrible, dude.
Man, the graphics were horrible. The costumes were horrible. The acting was horrible. Those movies are so whack now. But when we were watching them 30 years ago, man, those movies were like they were box office hits, man, because Freddy Krueger and Jason and the Scream mask that everybody wore during that time period, man. Celebrities were wearing it, rappers were wearing it. Man, if you watch a Scream movie right now, man, in the first 10 minutes, you're like, I'm good on it.
I'm good.
I don't think I want to do this to myself. So I think that whole little horror genre, whatever we were going through back then, that whole little genre, man, kind of makes me take a look now and say, bro, this is whack. This is
Ma, I got a question for you. have you watched any of the horror? Do you watch any of the horror genre now? And how would you compare the two?
Man,
if you do.
I think the last horror movie I saw was like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man. And even that
That's
one,
the same time period.
I'm going to say
right,
that just to reboot.
right. But when you think about the newest one, man, where they're like chasing people down with the chainsaws and people are running to the danger. And every time the danger is behind them, they just so happen to slip and fall.
Yeah,
like all that foolishness is like, bro, really? Like for real, that's really what we're doing. So I haven't been watching that kind of stuff, man, and looking at it now. I don't think I would ever look at it through the same lenses, man. Looking, being a grown man and knowing, man, that ain't real life.
I would say if you watch the scary movie or you into the genre and you guys can talk more, put it in the comments below because I'd be really interested in what you have to say. Because I don't watch horror movies, but I really would like to know how has it changed or the comparison from then to now. So
it hasn't changed, man. It's the same old. I'm gonna give you the whole plot right now. It's gonna open up with some creepy music. Somebody gonna get killed in the first minute. And when a group of people are getting chased, I ain't saying what specific group of people, but when they're getting chased, they're either gonna run to the danger or they're gonna fall down at the right time where they get caught. I'm just saying, it ain't changed much.
Like the crazy thing, like you're saying, like I look at the new one and it's basically a comedy to me because I can see it coming and I just laugh at the victims. And people think I'm strange. I mean, they think I'm strange anyway, but people think I'm strange because I'm laughing. Like my daughter would tell me, Daddy, how are you laughing at these people getting chopped up? I say, because I've seen this since 85. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel you on that one, but I don't feel you on the Jim Carrey, a little bit. Some of it is a little, sophomoric and
not the Ace Ventura series though.
Yeah,
Come on,
but I get it. I get it though. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, the jokes are dated. He's more mature now. You know what I'm saying? He's mature.
But
so
think about we mentioned one-liners with Trump, and I don't want to stay on this subject too long. But think about all the one-liners that came out of Pet Detective, man.
Yeah.
Think about all the funny sayings that people still say today that came out of Pet Detective, man. 1 and 2. You think about, man, all the funny stuff he did and said during that movie. Man, Mr. Pinion, you gotta really be going out of your way to say, that ain't funny.
You know what? All righty then. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
Smoking.
Come on, man. Like a glove.
Somebody stop me.
Come on,
for the mask. See,
come on, man. But that's a Jim Carrey movie, man.
Yeah, it's a Jim Carrey.
But if you think about that series, man, and that A series, man, that A series is hilarious, man. To me, even in 2023, man, that A series was some good work, man. Just my opinion.
So now we got over the question. So just to put a little a cap in on this episode 20, by the way. Make sure you're watching all the further episodes of the early episodes so you get some of my inside jokes and all that stuff that's carrying on, man. All the people, shout out to Fred. Wish he was here, but hey, you're not. So we'll see you next week. We're going to bring the thunder and the fire. But what is the one thing that y'all care about that nobody else does? Who wants to start us off?
Man, listen, I want to start us off. I know I was talking about the last one, but I want to start about this one. What's on that shirt? Stunningly handsome, infinite charisma, humble yet overflowing with confidence, jack of all trades, master of nothing.
Master of all, baby. You see it.
Boo.
Don't cheat it.
A, number 1, USF with the best chant probably in the history of chants.
Yeah.
Is getting a stadium. The financing committee approved a $340 million stadium. And that is a lot of cheddar.
That's a lot of bull. But go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of bull. Now, it might have been, it would have been better 10 years ago. We probably been in the Power 5 conference if they would have built it 10 years ago. No, 100%. Yeah. But unfortunately, they're building it now. And I think it's really at a good time because college football is still evolving and there's still a lot of realignment still to come. And I think with this financing stadium, especially with Tampa being the 13th largest media market in the country, the number 1 largest media market in Florida, I think there's a lot of leeway to add Florida and USF specifically to the Power Five, especially considering the academic level of the school. So that's something that I personally excited about. I really care about. I'm actually planning to go to a game this year when USF plays maybe Connecticut. So
come when they play Alabama. Come week 2 when they play Alabama. Come week 2 when Nick Saban and the boys come to town. Come that week.
Look, I'm cheering for the Bulls, man. Let's go.
I would come that week, but I think I got something going on. I got classes. I don't know if I can make it that week.
You might as well go to class that day too.
And one more thing, one more thing, or two more things, but definitely one. Another thing I care about is AI. I just got caught up in art AI. Not Allen Iverson.
Andre Iguodala?
No,
I mean,
art AI. And so I'm learning how to use one. I'm using Leonardo AI. So go check it out. Go sign up for it. Get involved in Discord. And if you start creating AI art, let me know. Drop it in the description. Email Fourth in the Game, because I'll be interested in seeing some of that stuff. And I'll start posting some of my art that I create in the community tab as we go forward. So that should be exciting. And last but not least, I know it's going long, but my wife is still on the hike. I won't hear from her for 10 days. She's in the Sierras and she's in it's no reception. So only thing I get is like these GPS updates where she sends out and saying I'm safe.
That's good.
And that's get those every day. So that's pretty exciting. Make sure you go to her Instagram, follow the journey, all that great stuff.
What's the name, you know? Put it up there.
I don't know. I'm going to put it up here somewhere. Yeah.
That was a fumble, bro. You just fumbled.
No, you didn't.
Instagram and you fumbled it. Addy, when you watch this, don't beat him up too bad. He it's late. You know, he don't really know that. Give him a chance. He really does know your IG account and he know all your YouTube stuff. He just can't come to his mind right now. He got a bunch of hot takes on his mind, so he can't.
That's a fact, Ma. I appreciate that.
There you go.
Hey, man, I got you, man. That's what we're there for, man. That's what homies do for each other, man. For me, something that's probably important to me. I think I might share it with a couple people on this group, and some other people, man. The Thomas Jefferson Senior High School's baseball team made it to the state Final Four.
Big Blue,
man. Shout out to the Big Blue baseball team, man. They represented Hillsborough County. They represented real well. They came up short in the semifinals. I believe it was 3-1, man, but they went down to Fort Myers. From what I understand, there was a large contingency of alumni, parents, and family that went down there and represented for the Big Blue, man. So it's important to shout these kids out, man, keeping the blue and gold alive. Hopefully some of the other programs can get their stuff together. But, man, it's important to me to shout out Jefferson High School's baseball team, man, are making a deep run into the state finals, man, in baseball. So shout out to the Dragons, man. Keep doing your thing.
One of the things that, Ma, you bring up, especially in this topic, is I really like how, with everything going on, still supporting the local high schools, still supporting the local players. I think that's something that we all do, and I really think that is important. And something we try to give over to the young generation. These are our schools for real. Like, these are where we went, and there is an attachment to that. So shout out to Jefferson and all the people who support local students and local schools. I just think that's super important.
Last thing I want to add on that Jefferson thing real quick, man. When people talk about, because I talk about Jefferson a lot, man, and people are like, man, you've been out of high school there for 30 years. And I say, man, Jefferson High School was in our blood, man. I remember being a ball boy for Jefferson when I just was able to run, man, being a water boy, being a ball boy as a young cat. I remember when we all played for the Spartans, man, we had our home games at Dr. Sam Horton Stadium, man. We were born and raised to be Dragons, man. So I'm going to support them, man, do the good for the baseball team, do some of the bad right now for the football team, man. But I'm going to always bleed that blue and gold, man. So, again, that's why we do that.
The thing I care about, keep it on the school aspect.
I already know where you're going.
Hey, look, bro. Look. You see, I ain't got no sleeves on, so I'm already in summer mode. I got my goblet. Bro, I got like 2-3 more days of dealing with y'all kids. And I'm giving them back to you. Probably not in the same state that y'all gave them to me because they're a little smarter now. But I'm giving them back to you nonetheless. And y'all keep them for 2 months and feed them and listen to all their problems and, babysit these badass kids and all that stuff.
Not FTK.
Look, bruh, I am done. It's about to be summertime. I'm in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to pull out my thong and I'm about to put on tank tops. And, I'm about to do all that type of stuff, man. So shout out to being the end of the school, man. If you going to see Roscoe in these streets acting the fool, just say what's up to me. If not, come party with me, man. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing nothing.
I fully support you getting your party on this summer. You well-deserved break from the kids. But I do not want to see you running around in traffic in a thong, bro.
Hey, look.
No, I don't want to see that.
Don't tell people you're gonna do that, man, because I don't support that.
Look, I'm just only wearing the one you gave me because you retired. So, coming to the stage, biscuits and gravy.
Hey, man. He's trying to turn this into the Sanders and Trump. All I'm saying is, you can wear the thong, but just wear your shorts or something over it, bro. We don't want to see it.
All right, bet. So you want me to do old school? Just have the thong showing at the tip of the.
Hey, listen, man. Whatever undergarments you comfortable in, that's your damn business. I just know we the people. I'm speaking for all the viewers, and I'm speaking for all the listeners under the sound of my voice. We the people do not want to see, hear, or know about you wearing a thong, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Or whatever you wear, or not, whatever.
Do your thing now, but we might not
on a serious note, though. On a serious note, the other thing that I care about, man, is that we as a fellas, we have come to a challenge. We challenging each other to get healthy, man. You know what I'm saying?
How to do it.
So we started our mile challenges, you know what I'm saying? So we are pushing each other to be better human beings and better people to each other. And if you and your group can do that, I'd suggest that y'all do. And just to be, you know what I'm saying, that get that bond and get everybody healthy so we can be around here so we can spread all this love to the kids and, you know what I'm saying, to be the old heads.
No doubt.
It's a lot of us out here that's not right, that's not doing right, that need to get right. So we trying to get right. And that's another thing I'm doing for the summer. I'm whooping y'all butts in the mile challenge. So be prepared. I'm bringing it. I'm waking up
Roscoe
every day.
is firmly in the last position as of now. We're doing a 30-day challenge.
He ain't logged nail mile.
That's a lie. Anyway, I'm coming for y'all in the mile challenge, so y'all better bring it.
Next month, maybe we can invite our listeners to the challenge and have them log in and sign up.
Come on in and get one too.
Man. If you want to join the challenge, man, drop your information, man. We'll get you in there. And speaking of the challenge, man, I forgot
Nike Run Club app. Just drop your information for the Nike Run Club app.
No doubt, we'll get you in there. But I think this might sound kind of crazy, man. But as important or more important it is to get myself healthy is just beating y'all. I don't want to lose to y'all. So I don't want y'all to have no bragging rights. I don't want y'all to have no scoreboard. So yeah, I want to get healthy. Yeah, I want to be fit. Yeah, I want to live longer and enjoy my family, enjoy my wife and my son and everything else. But almost as important as that is just not wanting to lose to either one of y'all. I don't want to lose to y'all.
I suggest you don't, because I got nothing but jokes and venom, and it will not stop.
It won't.
It will be ugly.
And I'm bringing them on here.
The motivation is to get healthy and live a long time, man. But just as important, the motivation to me is I just damn it don't want to lose to y'all, man. I can't.
Well, sorry, I hate to break it to you, but get ready.
The champ is here.
Whatever. Hey, well, look, gentlemen, man, it's been a great episode 20 in the books. I appreciate y'all boys, man. I love being on here with y'all, man. I don't know if I've said that before, but I really do enjoy myself coming on here every week, sharing our thoughts and doing what we do, man, because we've been talking about this and we've been doing this for free for years. But now, you know what I'm saying, we sharing it with everybody else. So
No
episode 20, almost in the books. Mr. Payne, you got something to add to this?
Nah, man. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all, folk. Hey, join this journey with us. It's gonna go far. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Episode 20. Hit me up.
Episode 20, man. Hey, listen, before we close out, man, if you're out there listening or watching, man, if you got some hot topics you want us to hit, you got some content you want us to touch on, man, drop it in the chat. Get it in there, man, so we can wrap this thing up and bring it to the people, man. All we're doing, man, is pulling back the curtain, man, and letting people into our everyday conversations, man. And we want to include y'all in it. So drop it in the comments, bring it in, so we can keep this thing rolling, man. Shout out to everybody. One time for Fred, even though he's missing right now.
One time for Fred. All right, peace out, people. See y'all later. Next week, baby.
Peace. Next week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the comments below. We want to hear from y'all, for real. Stop BSing us. It's
Good,
getting
bad,
old.
or whatever. Say it.
Peace.